If you grew up loving sloppy joes, but now you've grown and you want to take it to another level, then today's segment of In the Kitchen with Krystal is for you. I am Krystal Taylor, the owner and CEO of Fitness is Not a Game, and today we are making Cajun chicken sloppy joes, or as my baby boy used to call them, sloppy jerkies, and rosemary potato wedges. So I'm glad that you're here. If you're here, say hey. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you're catching us on replay, do me a favor and type replay in the chat. So since we are doing our wedges and we're doing everything on the healthier side, we're going to put our wedges in the air fryer first. So I'm going to make a different version of it. Everything is grown now. We're not kids anymore. Now, I still love a tater tot. Don't get it twisted. But today we're going to make some rosemary potato wedges. So for this, I just have one red onion. We're going to cut this in half long way, again and again, to make your wedges. So should have it look like that, right? All right, so we just, and I love doing this because when you do it with one potato, this is all you need, one serving. Because sometimes if you get it out the bag, your stomach can get, your eyes can get a little bit bigger than your stomach, and you pour a whole bunch of them on there. With this one, you just get one potato and one good serving size. So to add a little crisp to it and to help the flavors stick to the potato, I'm going to use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And then, since they're rosemary, of course, we're going to use the rosemary. Now, if you want to be fancy and use your, the fresh, go for it. But here in the kitchen with Krystal, my goal is to help you make quick, easy meals, right? So I use the dry. Since we're doing a Cajun chicken sloppy joe, also going to use a little bit of Cajun seasoning for our potatoes. And plus, I know people like a little bit of salt. Then you get a little bit of salt with that. And then because I like a little kick, I love the table blend because it's pepper based. And you know what else I think I'm gonna add? Just because I can, since I like everything spicy, to me the spicy the better. Gonna add a little bit of paprika to it too. That's shit. The girl's dancing already. All right, mix these up a little bit. Get my pan from my air fryer. Now I apologize in advance because this is gonna get a little loud, but luckily I'm loud too. Look, let me know if y'all like sloppy joes growing up. And it's so funny because growing up, we barely even called what we call them sloppy joes, but it was all about that one brand. And I ain't gonna say it because they don't pay me, right? I never even realized that you can make your own sauce until I became an adult. So today we're going to make our own sauce for that too. But I'm lining these wedges up on our pan. So we're going in the air fryer. I got mine on like 425 or around there. And I'm just going to go ahead. I put it on about 20 minutes just to let it cook all off. All right. So now that we got that going, now we're going to get the chicken going. All right. So with this, because I am a firm believer in seasoning at every single level, we're going to start with the vegetables first because my girl, Chef Nina, told me you only need one chopping board and don't have to necessarily clean it in the middle of if you start out vegetables first. So what we're going to do, you got to add a little chunk to your sloppy joe. So you're going to dice up some onion, some bell peppers, add some what's that? Minced garlic. Woo, child. Help your girl out on this morning. We're running this morning. The girl tired, but it was a great run. Now, I don't know how much I'm using. It's about just a little bit of onion. You decide how much you want. So this is probably about a half. Like if you were using a small onion, probably about a half of it. All right. So I'm going to get this fire going. Dice up my onion. And you can decide how chunky you want yours to be. I don't need mine to be super chunky. I just like the flavor. Ooh, it smells so good already. And then we're going to chop up some bell peppers, throw the minced onion in there. And while that's cooking down, we'll be slicing up our chicken as well. So go in there. Then we got to make our sauce. Super easy. All right, so throwing these onions. I'm going to chop up some of these bell peppers. And these bell peppers, I keep bell peppers sliced and frozen in my freezer, so I just grab those. And I tell y'all, that is the boogie. If you find that you buy bell peppers and they go bad frequently, slice them as soon as you get them, throw them in the freezer. If you realize that, you know, part of the reason why you don't want to, because I think I'm going to some more bell peppers, is because you don't feel like chopping them up in the process of cooking. That's another reason why I just cut them up immediately as soon as I get them, so that when it's time to cook, I don't have to do all that chopping. Just got to do a little bit, especially if I'm making fajitas. I don't really have to do anything because they already sliced up. So see how easy it was? Oh, and if anybody's like, what you just do, girl? I just rinsed the bell peppers under the water to soften them up a little bit, to make them a little bit easier to slice and chop, because if you don't do that and they're hard and frozen, they just bounce all over the kitchen. And then you're doing all type of extra cleaning. And ain't nobody got time for that. I want some more colors. I like colors. And I got all my colors. It's appealing to the eye when you see all the different colors. Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh, you need to drink some water. Maybe I do. Rain this morning, so your girl is thirsty. I better wash these fingers before I have a nap. Right. So vegetables are chopped up in there. Then I'm gonna chop up this chicken. I'm just using 2 breasts. You decide how many you want based on what you want. That's a cool thing about this. You can make this for, especially since we're coming up on summertime, you know, we can't really tell. You can make these for cookout and get together, or this is something cool that you can just have to the side for when you just want a good quick snack and good meal. I say snack, but quick lunch. All right, so since we are making these nice and quick, we're going to dice these up, right? And especially since it's a sloppy joe, we're not using ground turkey or ground beef like a traditional sloppy joe would. So I'm going to dice these pretty small. And when you dice small, it makes it easier and quicker to cook. Again, the whole goal in the kitchen is to make it quick, easy, still good though, right? Because most people struggle. They are on the struggle bus when it comes to how they eat and still liking what they see in the mirror. They like that food until they see them pot and pans fit. They're like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't have had all of that. But you can still eat well and still be happy. All right? That's one. Go ahead and throw this up in here. Then we're going to put the seasoning. Then we're going to make sauce. Super easy. Super easy. Oh, this smells so good. Look, I tell y'all, when y'all call y'all kids, somebody needs to invent a TV or a computer screen that can send smells through. Because I swear y'all be needing to smell this. I feel like it's unfair for you to not be able to smell it. Y'all see it, and you're like, that's cool. But let's smell like, oh, just like now, fam. I smell the potatoes. I smell that rosemary, baby. If you ain't ever made rosemary potatoes, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your whole life? All right, so put this out the way. Y'all know it's chicken time. Gotta clean. Clean. But what we ain't got time for is the salmonella. Not at all. Not getting sick over here making no chicken. Well, shoot, somebody first said, that's a surefire way to lose some weight getting sick. Now, we not trying to lose weight that way. We trying to lose in the healthy way, y'all. In the healthy way. All right, so before this gets to browning too much, we'll put the seasoning in here. Then we're going to start making the sauce. And it smells like it's time to flip those doggone potatoes already. I'm here for it. All right. So, what seasoning am I using? You can use a store-bought Cajun seasoning if you want to, but what I do in my first cookbook, in the Kitchen with Krystal cookbook, in the back there's a section that's all about homemade seasonings, and this is the homemade Cajun seasoning blend. Baby, when I tell y'all I love this, and especially like when I make like a seafood boil. Oh, come on now. Oh, that smells good. Now you season how much you want to. I season to my ancestors tell me to chill out. I think they just told me, baby girl, that's not enough. Do a little bit more. Go ahead and throw this minced garlic in here before you forget. And I'm gonna use a good helping size of that. Tablespoon and a half. Love me some garlic. Loves me some garlic. So I'm just gonna mix this up, let it start browning. We're gonna check on these potatoes and make this sauce real quick. And we're gonna toast up our buns. Forgive me, y'all. Y'all know how it is. I'm making it by myself. Y'all leave me to my own shenanigans. And you know what? A lot of times, let me address something. A lot of times when you're cooking, like you follow the recipe for chicken or something like that, they'll tell you to use olive oil or whatever. You don't have to do that. Even though olive oil is great for you. I love me some olive oil, right? But if you can save calories, why not? Get you a good non-stick pan. The chicken's gonna cook up any doggone way. Ta-ha. And now we will tell you this though. Now, if you really want to step up the flavor and the juiciness, what you can do is dice this chicken up in advance and then drizzle a little EVOO on top of it, and then put your seasoning on it and let that stuff marinate. That's a whole different level. But we're doing quick right now. And I would say if you do that, let it marinate for at least 30 minutes. But even better if you can let it marinate overnight. All right. Brown it up real quick. Let me get a sip of water. Cheers. And let's get ready to make the sauce. All right, so for the sauce, my bowl, we're not making our own barbecue sauce. So we're gonna use ketchup. We're gonna get us a cup of ketchup. Now, if you want to get you know what? I was about to say if you want to get your little sugar and all that stuff, you can. But I'll tell y'all, like, I need to go back and find the post. But last year, 2 years ago, no, actually, I think it was the very, very first retreat I ever did. Wow, that was a couple years ago. Because I was making something with some wedges, I was getting ketchup for it, right? Because at the retreats, I would invite my ladies to come to a house with me, and I would cook for them all weekend. And so I wanted some ketchup, and I'm always looking for a healthier versions of stuff. So I saw that they had, the sugar-free, low sodium, all that good stuff. And man, I got to looking at the ingredients. I can tell y'all, don't be fooled by these claims or these claims on these labels. Man, the low salt, low sugar, whatever it was the worst nutritional label. For real. So it may not have had the extra sugars, whatever, but all the other ish, fam, I was just like, no, we just gonna go ahead and roll with this regular ketchup because all the other stuff is some foolishness. All right. So we got our ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then we're also going we got to get our Worcestershire sauce. So our Worcestershire, we're gonna get 2 tablespoons of this. Add that little tangy tang. So we use our ketchup. Our lemon juice, we're just going to use 1 tablespoon of it. Then we're going to get us some paprika and some cayenne. And that's it. We're going to mix this all up. Now, if you want to squinch you a real lemon, go for it. Again, we do it quick and easy, simple. I'm just going to buy it from the store. For the cayenne and the paprika, you decide how much heat. Ooh, it smells good. I say everything smells good. You decide how much heat you want. I like it hot, so I'm going to use a teaspoon of each. Spicy the better, baby. Spicy the better. Now, if you just, want a little bit of heat, then you might want to do like a half of each. But like I said, I personally like to eat stuff that makes my doggone, my nose do that. Just get the burn. I gotta do that. That's when I'm happy. I'm like, yup, that's it. That's enough. So some people don't even like eating with me. They're like, we don't trust your gauge of when things are hot or not, because I need to check these potatoes. They smell too good. Because you always say the stuff ain't hot. And I feel like I'm about to die. I'm like, oh my bad. Ooh, these potatoes. Bam. Look here. They so pretty. They smell good. They're basically almost done, but I like the little lines on both sides because I'm fancy like that sometimes. Yep. And I like to use the olive oil for a couple of reasons. I said it was to add the seasoning, but it also softens them up a little bit, a little crisp, and you don't have to use any extra spray or anything on the pans. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and stir this up, and then we're gonna pour this on this chicken. Because look, this chicken, I'm gonna show you. This chicken already looks amazing. You see that? Look at that. And it smells amazing. Yeah, buddy. But y'all probably think something wrong with me. It's not. I just be having fun. I have fun by myself. I like you. And I'm a firm believer you shouldn't do nothing unless you enjoy it. That's why I don't even know how long I've been doing these in the kitchens with y'all. It's hundreds of these episodes. And if you haven't already subscribed to the page, make sure you subscribe. Go back and check them out. Go see all the different ideas, because I'll say this, I know it's hundreds of them, because every recipe in my 2 cookbooks have been made in the kitchen. And the last cookbook was released over a year ago. So that means I probably got enough for another cookbook. Y'all want another cookbook, let me know in the chat, in the comments. I'm thinking about it. And if so, let me know which recipes, like which meals you saw, that you were like, yeah, I need you. You gotta have that one in there. Who? Yeah. So while this is cooking down, what we're gonna do is we're gonna toast up some buns. Ooh, amen. Amen. This is gonna be so doggone good. Ooh. All right, so I'm gonna let all the sauces have blended with the chicken, the peppers. You're catching in, just logging in. We're doing spicy chicken sloppy joes for the base. We just diced up some chicken, some bell pepper, some onion, throw a little minced garlic in there. Season it with Cajun seasoning. You can use whichever Cajun seasoning you like. I use the Cajun seasoning blend from my In the Kitchen with Krystal cookbook. Threw some rosemary, potato wedges in the air fryer. Just extra virgin olive oil with some rosemary, some Cajun seasoning, a different Cajun seasoning. What else I put on there? Oh, some table blend and a little, I think I used paprika. All right. Super simple, easy. All right. So for now, what I'm about to do is I'm about to toast up my buns. Again, it's about making healthier decisions. So instead of using regular buns, I have the skinnies, right? And I chose the multi-grain just because I just want a little extra to my bread. But I'll tell you this though, I had to make sure I look, because remember I told you don't fall for the okie doke when it comes to these doggone labels. They'll tell you it's multi-grain, and it is multi-grain, but that does not mean that it's like multi-whole grain. So what you want to do is make sure that the first few ingredients are whole something, to show that they're putting whole grains in these multi-grains, all right? I'm going to use a little bit of butter, non-stick spray, get us a little toasted butter bun, because why not? Soften it up a little bit. And you can do it however you want to. I just like a little skillet love. All right, get that going. Toss up these, I'm turning the potatoes off because I know they are done. And toss around this meat a little bit. And we're gonna get our plate ready Now we're gonna try this thing out. It smells so darn good and it looks so good too. And it was quick. So now you got leftovers. Or you can feed the family, however you like. But some nice, and I only used 2 chicken breasts. I honestly could probably have thrown another one in there, and I didn't want them. So I didn't, but I just might later. Who knows? Look at me with it. And these are a little spicy too, so have us a spicy meal. Like I said, if you don't like spicy food, you might not want to eat with me. Because I'm going to make it spicy. I'm going to make it spicy. Let's see what these bread looking like. That's shame at this point. That's what we're waiting on the most is the bread. So you put that on earlier. I was so focused on making sure that the doggone the sauce was right. Forgot about the bread. Look at that. In 20 minutes, all of this is done. Look, y'all better stop spending y'all money, wasting y'all calories, all that good stuff when you can make a good, quick meal at home. All right? So I think this is, yeah, it got, oh yeah, just a little bit of toast. Now, guess what else we're going to add to this? A little cheese. I got me some Colby Jack because I love Colby Jack cheese. I wish I had some pepper jack or some jalapeno. Ooh, but we ain't got that. Oh, that toast smells good. Everything smells good. Y'all, that's how I know I'm hungry. Look. That's how I know I'm hungry. Because I'm over here like, ooh, that smells good. I just toasted some doggone bread and I'm over here like, yeah. Over some doggone toasted bread. I'll be telling y'all, ooh, but turn it off. Don't judge me. Shoot. I like food. But you're supposed to like food. And I'm using a slotted spoon because I don't need all the sauce. And like I said, I think I'm going to add some more chicken to it. I just want some of the sauce on there. And for the cheese, y'all don't go super crazy with it. That's only like, I don't even think that's a quarter of a cup of cheese. That's where folks be going crazy. They put too much of everything on there. You need all the cheese. You need all the sauces. And no, you don't. No, you don't. Ooh, wee. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Sure. Honestly, since I didn't put that much cheese on there, shall we put a little bit on top? Why not? Just a little bit. Y'all thought I was going to say just a little bit, didn't you? Y'all don't know me. I almost did. But I stopped myself just because I don't want you to feel like you know me. All right, y'all. So, ooh, look at that. Simple, easy. Can y'all see it? I was trying to, ooh. So this is just, oh goodness. For the sauce, for the sauce, it was just ketchup, barbecue sauce, ketchup, brown sugar, lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, and for the heat, we added paprika and cayenne. So let's see about this. Let's see about it. And you know what? With these potatoes, you can use a little ketchup if you want to, but for me, I don't even really need ketchup because I like the spice that comes with the paprika that I use. But sometimes I do like a little bit of ketchup because the sweetness balances out the spiciness of it. So we'll see. It's up to you. So ooh, I feel like I might want to put that in half. Ooh, ooh, ooh! I got some of that kick. Look, it's spicy. And I'm here for it. Oh, I'm here for it. Let me see. Yup. Oh, that's spicy and sloppy. And it's supposed to be. Let's see about these fries. Well, I know I was raised better than the talk of food in my mouth. Oh, that's good and spicy. I'm gonna dip this in that salt. Man, I tell people all the time, I love me a potato. And a homemade wedge, homemade rosemary wedge. Bam. Bam. Look, oh, the potatoes. She did that. Oh, wait a minute. In honor of Miss Jeanette, I ain't done it in a minute, but oh, wait. That is walk off the camera worthy. Lord, let me drink my water. Blessings to the ancestors. But y'all, I am done quick and easy. We just made some Cajun chicken sloppy joes, made our own sauce, diced up some chicken, all good, clean, healthy. And for the bread, instead of using traditional buns that add a whole bunch of extra calories, just got the thin buns, toasting them up a little bit. These buns are only 100 calories, but a whole bunch of fiber and some protein as well, right? So we're making better decisions. And that's why I'm not even tripping off using the cheese that's not low fat or Parsky or whatever, because everything else, for the most part, outside of the ketchup, we made the healthier decisions. So and the rosemary potato wedges too, made that. So when you make yours, and you should, this is not an if. When you make yours, please make sure you tag me, make a video so we can see. Like I said, it does have a kick. So if your tolerance for spice isn't that high, I would say cut the paprika and the cayenne to maybe a half a teaspoon each. But yes, I love it. So you have been in the kitchen with Krystal. I am Krystal Taylor, the owner and CEO of Fitness is Not a Game. And my whole goal, again, is to show you how to make quick and healthier meals so that you enjoy what you're eating, but still enjoy what you see in the mirror. So we are done. So if you are out there in those streets, please be safe, because I want you to be healthy. I want you to be happy. And I want you to be here. And I will see you next time. All right, y'all. Bye.